What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time for the weekly reset preview for October 4th. And this takes us into week 7 of season 18, and so with this reset we're getting doubled rewards in Nightfalls. On top of that, new weekly challenges drop and the Plunder season quest continues. We're getting close to the end of that season quest now, but additionally endgame activities refresh for the week, including raids and dungeons. We'll cover the week's Eververse loot, which has some new season stuff this week, and otherwise we'll cover key rewards and activities. Plus we have a new game update with some changes as we roll into the reset. So as always guys, I hope you find the video breakdown helpful, but without further delay, let's jump into it. The first thing we should touch on today is that we are going to see a new hotfix on Tuesday. This will be hotfix 6207. And there are quite a few bugs and issues that we're hoping will be fixed this week, but a couple that Bungie have confirmed include that they're changing the double perk weapon spoils crew upgrade for the season, which will now give a guaranteed deep sight modded weapon the first time you focus a weapon each week. So that gives us a guaranteed source for red borders. And additionally, Bungie say that the deep sight modded weapon from the hidden compartment crew upgrade will now appropriately refresh at the weekly reset. Before it wasn't refreshing consistently, and so some players wouldn't get those drops. Either way, if you're after red borders for the season, this should improve the experience at least a little bit. And otherwise, in terms of fixing exotics, other bugs and updates, I'll have to keep you posted when the full patch notes drop. For Vanguard though, this week the featured Nightfall will be the Glassway, and we're also going to get double rewards for this week. So if you fancy farming for loot or materials, it'll be a good time to jump in. In terms of the unique Nightfall weapon, featured this week we'll see the DFA hand cannon. So let us know if you'll spend a bit of extra time in the Nightfalls this week. And then for the Crucible, we'll see Showdown as a featured mode, as well as Crucible Labs Zone Control. Then at the end of the week on Friday's daily reset, of course, Trials will return. Now though, getting on to season stuff, of course, we're going to see the continuation of the seasonal quest. So we're into the final 2 weeks of this quest, and of course it'll be interesting to see how the story takes shape. But in terms of the actual quest steps, pretty much same as always, we'll need to visit the star chart in the Helm, then loot Expedition Buried Treasure, and defeat combatants using Season of Plunder weapons. And enemies defeated with Season of Plunder weapons in Expedition or Catch Crash activities will grant additional progress. Then we'll complete a pirate hideout before returning to the Spider, and it looks like there'll be a couple of different steps of weekly dialogue and things like that this week. For weekly challenges though, this week we'll see Antiquarian 7 to return the 7th relic to Helm and defeat powerful Vex throughout the system, and defeating more powerful combatants will award bonus progress. That challenge as always will give us repute to level up this star chart. Then there is Efficient Expedition to complete expedition in each destination in under 10 minutes. So there are 3 steps, of course, Nessus, Cosmodrome, and Europa. Then there is Shaper 2 to level season-shaped weapons up to level 10. That's another one that will give us repute, but of course it requires those shaped weapons to begin with. Then there is Underhanded, and defeat targets with sidearms and jolted targets, with defeating combatants in Catch Crash and Guardians awarding bonus progress. Then the final 3 challenges include Closing In to defeat targets with machine guns, sniper rifles, and swords in Gambit. Guardians will award bonus progress there. Plus there is Fleeting Glory to complete Crucible matches in the Glory Rank playlist, with bonus progress granted for wins. And finally, Grandmaster to complete any Nightfall strike on Grandmaster difficulty. For the raid and dungeon rotation though this week, the featured activities will include the Garden of Salvation on the Moon, as well as the Prophecy Dungeon in the Legends tab right here, both dropping unique items, and Pinnacle drops on completions. And now let's cover the Eververse store for the week. There are at least a couple of new season items this week, but initially we get the Hit the Bag exotic emote. That's going to be available for 3,250 Bright Dust. Then for 2,000 Bright Dust, we'll see the Gigantes Carrier exotic ship. The featured transman effect here will be the Dreaming Shimmer, available for 450 Bright Dust. Plus we'll see the Laguna Cruiser, which is the featured shader for the week as always at 300 Bright Dust. And then we have the exotic emote, the Hatchling Huddle. That one's 3,250 Bright Dust once again. It's weird how the exotic emotes are always the most expensive things. There will also be the Metropolis Shell, the exotic ghost right there, for 2,850 Bright Dust. And then from the season we get this Skiff Scooter, exotic Sparrow right here. If you fancy a Fallen Ride, that one's 2,500 Bright Dust. Plus we'll see the Metropolitan Frigate exotic ship as well. That is 2,000 Bright Dust. And then we've got some armor ornaments for each class. So Hunters will get the Blued Steel, which is an ornament for Shards of Galanor. That is 1,500 Bright Dust this week. And for the same price we have the Lordly Homage. That's the Titan ornament for Doomfang Pauldrons. And finally, Warlocks will get the Winter's Guile ornament, Dead of Winter. Once again, all 3 of those will be 1,500 Bright Dust this week. But for our final couple of items, the weapon ornament for the week is the Directive Crash. Pretty cool Siva themed ornament right there for the Sleeper Simulant. That'll be 1250 Bright Dust. And very finally, we get the Ghost Projection, the Thumbs Up Projection, which will be 1500 Bright Dust this week. And that leads us on to a couple of final activity things. Initially for the weekly Lost Sectors, on Tuesday's reset, October 4th, we'll see the Quarry dropping exotic legs. October the 5th will be Excavation Site dropping exotic gauntlets. Then on October 6th, we'll get Concealed Void dropping exotic chest pieces. And October 7th will be Bunker E15 dropping exotic helmets. Saturday, October the 8th will be the Conflux dropping exotic legs. Then on October 9th, we'll get the Rift dropping exotic gauntlets. And finally on October 10th, it'll be K1 Crew Quarters dropping exotic chest pieces. Of course, Dares of Eternity has its updated red border weapons, but in terms of other rotating featured drops, this week we'll see the Braytech suit and Lost Pacific suit as random armor drops. Plus we'll get a bunch of weapons from Season of Arrivals. Then the very final thing is the Ascendant Challenge for the week. And if you're completing those in the Dreaming City, this week we're going to see the Keep of Owned Edges, which is accessed via Harbinger's Seclude. Otherwise though guys, that does it for the weekly reset roundup. So as always, I hope the video's been useful. Be sure to let us know in the comment section down below how you're getting on with the season and any stuff you plan to jump in and complete this week in the game. But if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out. And be sure to get subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. Otherwise though, thanks as always for tuning in, and I will catch you guys very soon.